To help keep you and your family safe, we're often first alerting you to storms and the hazards that come with them. There is one that's often dangerous even if a storm isn't overhead.
Meteorologist Jade Steffens is looking into the science for us. Jade, what did you find out?
Yeah, hey Brian and Jacqueline. On a dry summer night, you may have seen lightning without any storms in sight. And you've likely heard of the term heat lightning, the idea that lightning can strike without a storm on hot nights. Well, this is actually a myth. This common misconception is simply just a storm that is far off in the distance. It's important to know that lightning cannot happen without thunder, and most importantly, cannot happen without a storm. And light not only travels much faster, but also much further than sound. The sound of thunder can typically only be heard about 10 miles from a lightning strike, while the flash can be seen from over 100 miles away sometimes at night. So often, hills or trees prevent people from seeing faraway storms, including the lightning strike itself. Instead, the lightning flash that you see at night is most often reflected off of high-level clouds. And the term heat and heat lightning is also misleading. Lightning is generated by the electrical field within a storm, which requires much more than just warm temperatures. So Brian and Jacqueline, next time you see a faraway flash of lightning this summer, you'll know what's going on.
All right, but just don't quiz me on it, Jade. I was trying to, follow along there.
I learned something. I didn't know it could be from a storm like 100 miles away. No wonder it looks like it's not happening above you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Jade.